Hello, how are you? Welcome to the Bible Study Studio. My name is Sonia McCullough Lockridge, and I am your host. And we are still in the midst of studying the book of Revelation. This week we are in chapter 10. Last week we were in chapter 9. And today we're going to go over the questions for chapter 9. And today we're also going to go over the questions and the keywords for chapter 10. But, I have something I want to share with you. You know, our studies include nonfiction books. And we include these nonfiction reads because we know when you're studying a book of the Bible for a year or for a long period of time that we're going to get bored. We're probably going to get bored and not necessarily want to continue. So, I have a book here by one of my favorite authors, and as you well know, we've had several books that we have read during this time. But our book for the month of May, our nonfiction book in regards to Revelation for the month of May is Revelation, Drama of the Ages. Revelation, Drama of the Ages. Revelation, Drama of the Ages by Hubert Lockyer. Hubert Lockyer is one of my favorite writers. He is one of my favorite writers. He is the author of the All books. He is the author of the All books. And one of his All books that I really love is, go over here, so the light, All the Prayers of the Bible. All the Prayers of the Bible. Now, from time to time, people will call me and ask me to pray for them, and I use this resource greatly. Because Hubert, what he's done in this book is he has listed all the prayers of the Bible. All the prayers of the Bible. Mind you, Hubert is a writer from England, and he was born, I believe, in 1896. I think it's 1896. Let me just double check his biography back here. I think it's 1896 is the year he was born. No, 1886. He was born in 1886, and he died in 1984. And he was from London, and he moved to the States. And this is an incredible book about the book of Revelation. He goes in depth. You know, he didn't have TV, the internet, or any of the distractions that we have today. So Mr. Lockyer goes really in depth on this work. And I am going to be sharing a lot from this book with us in the following weeks because the job that he's done is just amazing. Now, mind you, I have our other reads for the year, which are, is there one missing? Yeah, there's one missing, which are Be Victorious, Revelations by Amir, and Blessed. And the other one is by Anne Graham Lotz, and it is, what's the name of that book? I'm not sure, but I have it in the other room, and I just pulled it out of the stack today as I was looking at it. But what Hubert does in this book is nothing short of miraculous work. It is amazing work, especially considering the time of his livelihood. So, some of these chapters in this book include the seven spirits, the sevenfold vision, the seven golden candlesticks, the seven seals, the seven trumpets, the seven personages, the seven divine interventions, the seven vials, the seven dooms, the 7 new things, and 7 last things. Then he goes in depth on the numbers in Revelation and the symbols in Revelation. And I will be sharing parts of those with us as we continue our study. Now, so, chapter 9, the questions for chapter 9 are, what did John see after the 5th angel sounded the trumpet? Number 1, when and who does death flee from? When and who does death flee from? Number 3, how and what are the plagues delivered to mankind? Number 4, where does the power of the horses in this chapter 9 come from? Where does the power of the horses come from in chapter 9? Number 5, what works and worship did the rest of mankind not repent from? What did the rest of mankind not repent from? And our key words, torment, abyss, Abaddon, Apollyon, plagues, repent, and death. Those were our key words. Now, for chapter 10, we have, chapter 10 is only 11 verses, so we do not have as many keywords. Our keywords for chapter 10 are book, servant, bitter, peals of thunder, and sweet. Book, servants, bitter, peals of thunder, and sweet. And our questions are, who is the angel who occupies heaven, earth, and sea? Who is the angel who occupies heaven, earth, and sea? Number 2, where is the right foot and the left foot of the angel? Where is the right foot and the left foot of the angel in this particular chapter? Number 3, when is the mystery of God finished? When is the mystery of God finished in this particular chapter? Number 4, what is the result of John eating the little book? What is the result of John eating the little book? What is the result of John eating the little book? Now, let's move on to our observation of the text by reading a few verses and 4 translations. Now, we are going to read verses. We're going to read, there's 11 verses. So today we're going to read 4 verses we'll read and see where we land. We'll read and see where we land. And we're going to start with the Christian Standard Bible. The Christian Standard Bible, chapter 10 of the book of Revelation, the first few verses. Then I saw another mighty angel coming down from heaven, wrapped in a cloud, with a rainbow over his head. His face was like the sun. His legs were like pillars of fire, and he held a little scroll open in his hand. He put his right foot on the sea, his left foot on the land, and he called out with a loud voice, like a roaring lion. When he cried out, the 7 thunders raised their voices. And when the 7 thunders spoke, I was about to write. This is John speaking. When the 7 thunders spoke, I was about to write. But I heard a voice from heaven saying, seal up what the 7 thunders said, and do not write it down. Seal it up and do not write it down. So what I've read to you in the CSB version of the text is chapter 10, verses 1 through 4 of the book of Revelation. So, CSB Thought for thought translation. Thought for thought translation. Next, we have the NASB, which is a word for word translation. NASB in the word for word translation. The first 4 verses of chapter 10. The first 4 verses of chapter 10. Let's listen for differences in translations. I saw another strong angel coming down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and the rainbow was on his head, and his face was like the sun, and his feet like pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little scroll, which was open. He placed his right foot on the sea, and his left foot on the land. And he cried out with a loud voice, as when a lion roars. And when he had cried out, the 7 peals of thunder uttered their voices. When the 7 peals of thunder had spoken, I was about to write, and I heard a voice from heaven, saying, seal up the things which the 7 peals of thunder have spoken, and do not write them. From heaven, the voices were from heaven. Now, I have looked at the phrase peals of thunder in the text, and it is in the text 7 times. 7 times. So, by the way, and the CSB says, I was about to write, but I heard a voice from heaven saying, seal up what the 7 thunders said, and do not write it down. Do not write it down. Now, for the well, we happen to have the NKJV here, so let's just read this portion of Revelation in the NKJV since we have it right here. Normally we read in the NIV, the CSB, the ESV, and the NASB, which we just read in. So my NIV text, my NIV Bible is with that other book that I spoke of just a minute ago. So, chapter 10 in the New King James Version of the text, chapter 10, first 4 verses. I saw still another mighty angel coming down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was on his head. His face was like the sun, and his feet like pillars of fire. He had a little book open in his hand, and he set his right foot on the sea and his left foot on the land, and cried with a loud voice as when a lion roars. When he cried out, 7 thunders uttered their voices. Now, when the 7 thunders uttered their voices, I was about to write. But I heard a voice from heaven saying to me, seal up the things which the 7 thunders uttered, and do not write. This is the one time in the text where John is told not to write. Not to write. Now, the NKJV says the book is a book. The other 2 translations that we just read say use the word scroll. Okay? So, 4 translations. Today, the NKJV, which is a word-for-word translation, the CSB, thought-for-thought translation, the NASB, word-for-word translation, and we try to be fair, so we're going to read another thought-for-thought translation today, and so we're not going to use the ESV today, we're going to use the NLT today. So, let's read in the NLT, because it is a thought-for-thought translation, so We've read 2 thought for thought translations and 2 word for word translations. The word for word translations are the NASB and the New King James Version, and the thought for thoughts are the Christian Standard Bible and the NLT. So let's read chapter 10 and see what the NLT has to say in regards to this angel, this mighty angel. Then I saw another mighty angel coming down from heaven, surrounded by a cloud, with a rainbow over his head. His face shone like the sun, and his feet were like pillars of fire. And in his hand was a small scroll that had been opened. He stood with his right foot on the sea and his left foot on the land. And he gave a great shout, like a roar of a lion. And when he shouted, the 7 thunders answered. When the 7 thunders spoke, I was about to write, but I heard a voice from heaven saying, keep secret what the 7 thunders said, and do not write. Keep secret. So the NLT says just a little bit more about what's happening. Not only does the NLT say do not write, but it says to keep secret. Now this is an interesting point. So we have our 5 keywords for this week, and we have our questions for this week as well. Let me go back over them quickly. Our 5 questions are, who is the angel who occupies heaven, earth, and sea? Who is that angel? Number 2, where is the right foot and the left foot of the angel in this particular chapter? Number 3, when is the mystery of God finished? When is the mystery of God finished? Number 4, what is the result of John eating the little book? What is the result of John eating the little book? We haven't got to that question yet, but we will. If you read on in the chapter, you will see the result of John eating the little book and John being told to eat the little book. So that's 4 questions for chapter 10 and 5 keywords, which are book, servant, bitter, peals of thunder, and sweet. That's all I have for us today. This is Sonia McCullough-Walker signing out for the Bible Study Studio. Have a blessed day in the Lord. Thank you.